Seller financing is the seller becoming the bank. So instead of going to a bank and getting an SBA loan or another type of loan, the seller actually becomes the bank. So you're making the payments to the seller, they're collecting the interest payments, and you can structure it just like a typical loan, a promissory note, but that is essentially it. The seller becomes the bank. There are several benefits to the seller for doing that. If they want to lower their overall tax bill, it actually helps to defer the payments. If they don't need that lump sum up front, they can actually have a lower overall tax over the payment or the consideration for the business over time by spreading it out. They can also collect interest income. It can also be a quicker transaction because sometimes SBAs can take 90 plus days to put together. There's several other reasons as well. So sometimes it is in the best interest of seller and buyer to consider seller financing as an option. And the way to do that is just sit down together and discuss what everyone involved in the transaction wants to maximize for.
How are you utilizing seller financing?
How am I utilizing seller financing? So I've always been prepared to do an SBA loan for each of the transactions we've done, but for the deals we've done so far, we've been able to negotiate a component of seller financing for all of them, which means we haven't had to use an SBA loan, which has been nice. I mean, that's good. That's good for us.
So you had enough funding of yourself as well as utilizing seller financing that you didn't need any other sort of financing in order to get the deal done?
Well, seller financing can be 100%, but it also could be 60, 70, 80, it could be anything, it could be 30%. So there's still a gap to fill. So you have to fill that with some of your own funds, potentially investor funds, potentially maybe another tranche of bank debt. A tranche just means a layer of bank debt into the acquisition structure. So you still have to solve for that. So it doesn't necessarily mean we have down payments or not. We've done a mixture, we've done both. But start with the biggest piece. So like if you can get seller financing for a large percentage, that's fantastic, and then you solve for the down payment. I mean, some people watching may have a down payment, that's great. Others may not, but that shouldn't necessarily put you off. You can partner with someone who's done this a few times. You can partner with an investor. There are investors out there that want to invest in this alternative space, the small business space. Several options out there. It's just, you never want to just say, well, this won't work. You say, how can I make this work? And you put together the jigsaw puzzle in a way that works for you and works for the seller. That's all this is.